So I don't believe in this super ultra realistic hyperness of graphics in this day and age of gaming because I personally cannot stand it. For me, I am tired of games looking super ultra realistic. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have any of those. We should have those. But I think one of the greatest joys of gaming growing up in the 90s was the fact that you were transported to worlds that you would never see in real life, right? And then some things, it's like, well, some of these things you'd see in nature in these newer games. So I'm kind of don't care about that, you know? Like, you got to keep it not super realistic at times, I feel. You know, I think graphically with graphics, we haven't really peaked. So we kind of have peaked. Now it's just like kind of tweaking them here and there and stuff like that. But I look at a game like Metal Gear Solid 4 that came out in 2008. That's what, 17 years ago? That game is on par with a lot of the games that come out today, right? A year later, Resident Evil 5 comes out on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And that game, I just played through it, looks amazing still to this day. It looks absolutely phenomenal. If you make your games look like that still, and you focus on your game, also maybe having good story or great gameplay, everything, that's something to really, take home and be proud of. I mean, hell, Killer Instinct 2013. That game is beautiful, and it's not ultra hyper realistic or anything like that, Now, yeah, like Tekken's kind of gone that route and everything, but I guess that's kind of a little bit more okay-ish in that regard. Can't really explain why, but it just kind of feels like it fits for that. But I want more games like Shovel Knight or the new Terminator game that's coming out. That game looks absolutely phenomenal. Things like that is what I really want gaming companies to get back to because, yeah, every console that comes out now, there's no big graphical leap. There really isn't that big of a leap. Yes, if you take like a magnifying glass, you can see it. But I think that, if you just create fun games, that at the end of the day, it'll be okay. You'll make games that people will want to play, and you'll have great looking games that people will remember. Because I feel with a lot of the games in this day and age, they don't really have an identity that much. Does anybody else feel like that? Because I've talked to this about other people, and thankfully I'm not crazy because they all agreed with me. They're like, yeah, it kind of feels like a game comes out and you just kind of instantly forget about it because there's really nothing super memorable about it when it comes out. And I'm not talking about like a smaller game. Like sometimes like some of these AAA games that come out, they come out and then you're just like, well, I'm already done with it. So let's stop like the big push for hyper-realism and make games kind of like what they were and sold big long time ago. That way you keep the older fans happy, newer fans will discover it and they'll be happy with it too, because we've proven that, things like with TMNT Shredder's Revenge, graphics in that worked.